Welcome. Let us explore container technology, a form of lightweight virtualization using Docker and Kubernetes. Let's dive in. Let's compare containers with virtual machines. On the left, we have virtual machines. These have a full operating system for each instance, lead to heavy resource usage and slower startup times, but offer strong isolation. On the right, we have containers that share an operating system kernel, are lightweight and efficient, offer fast startup times, but have process-level isolation. Docker is a platform for developing, shipping, and running applications using containerization. Key benefits include consistent environments, portable applications, efficient resource usage, scalable deployments, and version control for infrastructure. Let's understand Docker images and Docker containers. A Docker image is a read-only template containing the application code, libraries, and dependencies needed to run an application. When this image is run, it becomes a Docker container. A Docker container is a running instance of a Docker image with its own file system, network, and process space. A Dockerfile is a text file containing a series of instructions used to build a Docker image automatically. It defines the environment and steps needed to create your application container. Each instruction creates a new layer in the image, making builds efficient and cacheable. Here is a basic Dockerfile example. It starts with the from command and specifies the base image as Python version 3.9 Slim. Then the working directory is set to app. After that, the requirements.txt file is copied. The run command is used to install the dependencies using pip. Then the whole application is copied using the copy command. Expose port 5000 and finally the command to run the application. Let's discuss some essential Docker commands. First, for image commands, docker build followed by -t your app name, then a dot is used to build the image from the Dockerfile. Docker pull and the image name downloads the image from the registry. Docker images lists all the local images. Docker RMI and the image ID is used to remove the image. Next, for the container commands, docker run-p, followed by the port mapping, and the image name is used to run the container with the port mapping. Docker ps lists the running containers. Docker stop and the container ID will stop a running container. And docker exec-it container name, bash will give access to the container shell. Now let us explore Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a container orchestration platform for automating deployment, scaling, and management of containerized applications. The core capabilities include automated deployments, service discovery and load balancing, auto-scaling and self-healing, rolling updates and rollbacks, and resource management. Let's explore the Kubernetes architecture. It consists of two main parts: the master node and the worker node. The master node contains components like the API server, which is the entry point, which is the data store, scheduler, which handles pod placement, and controller manager, which controls the state. The worker node contains components like kubelet, which is the node agent, kubeproxy, which is the network proxy, container runtime, which could be Docker or containerd, and pods, which are the actual application containers. Let's understand pods and services in Kubernetes. Pods are the smallest deployable unit that contains one or more containers. These have shared network and storage, are ephemeral by design, have a single IP address, and host co-located containers. Services provide a stable network endpoint for accessing a set of pods. They provide load balancing, service discovery, a stable IP and DNS, and come in multiple service types. Let's take a look at deployments and scaling in Kubernetes. Deployments manage the application lifecycle and updates declaratively. Features include rolling updates, rollback capability, replica management, health checks, and zero downtime deployments. Auto-scaling automatically adjusts resources based on demand. Features include horizontal pod scaling, vertical pod scaling, cluster auto-scaling, metrics-based scaling, and custom scaling policies. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.